What's up, vapors? Thanks for checking out Daily Vape TV. My name is Nick, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Glok24. So I'm sure you've all noticed by now, I'm not wearing my glasses. I actually broke them, so I'm waiting on a new replacement pair to come in the mail, and until then, I'm wearing my contacts. So don't everyone freak out, don't worry about it. I'll be back to my normal self soon. So let's go ahead and get rolling with this video today. I've got the Glok24 to take a look at for you guys, and this one is by No Limits Mod. So big shout out and thank you to them for giving this thing to me for the purpose of making this video. Really do appreciate it. Taking a look online, this thing is available in two different colors, stainless steel and black, and it's going to run you about 40 bucks online. So make sure you check out the links right down there in the description below if you want to pick one of these up for yourself. But without further ado, let's go down to the close-up view and take a better look at this thing. Alright guys, as you can see here, we've got our Glok24 in its original box, so let's quickly take a look around the packaging and then talk about what's inside. So first and foremost, we have this lovely gold embossed logo on the front here, which is absolutely gorgeous. On the side here, we have hashtag No Limits Mods, and the same thing on this side as well. On the back, absolutely nothing. So let's just go ahead and pop the top here real quick, and we'll check out what we get inside here. Well, there we go. We'll start off with the spare bag of parts, which contains a full set of O-rings and a full set of screws. Nothing to write home about, but at least they give you some extras in there in the box. We have this little gold flake drip tip as well. This is the one that comes with the black version. With the stainless steel version, you get a silver flake tip, which looks suspiciously like the DHD accessories version, but this one is glossy instead of a matte finish. So there you go. That's kind of a nice thing that they throw in there. And then we have the Glok24 itself. So let's go ahead and talk about the specs. All right, so it's 24 millimeters in diameter. It has a nice deep juice well, superior stainless steel construction, CNC logo engravings, outer two-post single terminal design, center single post bridge design with clamp mechanism, top secure via slotted flathead screws, peak insulated, large dual slotted airflow control. You get a black Delrin wideboard drip tip and an acrylic flaked wideboard drip tip included, and it's 510 threaded. So before we go ahead and take a look at the device itself, let's just take a look at this guy real quick. This is the No Limits Glok24 Squonker Kit. This is not included with the kit or in the box. This is at an additional cost, and I'll try to find a link for you guys and put it down there in the description if you need one of these for yourself. But at this current time, I'm kind of struggling to find it. But with that, I think it's around $10 online. So let's just go ahead and take a look at what you get in here. And this basically is just a replacement block, positive block, and replacement 510 pin. So shouldn't be, anything too shocking to you guys. I'm sure you've seen Squonker kits before in the past, and yeah, this is just the one for the Glok24. Alright guys, so let's take a look at this thing from top to bottom, starting it off with this drip tip here. This is a friction fit 810 drip tip made of Delrin. Should be nothing new to you guys. I'm sure you've seen these all over the place with the industry being what it is nowadays. And there you go, you can see the bore right down there. Super comfortable to vape on, no issues with that whatsoever. And just to prove that it is 810, I've got my 810 tip right there. Let's just go ahead and fit it in. And it snaps nicely into place there as well. So you also get with the kit this nice little fancy sparkly drip tip as well. So here is that. And pretty cool looking if you ask me. I'm really glad they threw that in because it just kind of makes it that much more special. Taking a look at the top cap section, you can see the O-ring right inside the inner rim there that holds the drip tip in, and very securely, if I do say so myself. You also have the Glok24 engravings right there on the top, which look really nice and classy if you ask me. On the inside of the cap, you have a slight chamfer that assists with the flavor in my opinion, and you can see the airflow section as well. So right there you can see the dual Cyclops eyes right there, nice and wide. You can fully adjust it left and right. However, there is no single coil option, so that is something that this one is lacking. And also the upper O-ring right there that secures this piece into the barrel section. So here is the barrel section with the No Limits Mods engravings on it. Very deep engravings on this one. You can really tell they're there when you run your finger across them. And you can also see the airflow section there as well, nice and wide. And last but not least, we have the build deck. So as you can see here, we have the two large outer posts that are square. They look like they're milled right into the deck, which is a nice touch. Then you have the big center post block with the single clamp style design right there. And as you can see on the outer two screws, they're a little bit thinner than the middle one. The middle one is a little bit chunkier, but I've never had a huge issue with any of them, so there you go. You can also see the juice well, nice deep juice well on this one. I'm going to guess around 6 millimeters deep, and the peak insulation around the positive post there. 2 O-rings secure the barrel section on, very nice and secure, as you can see right there at the bottom. And on the bottom of this thing, you have some engravings and the copper 510 connection right there with the design by No Limits Mods and the serial number right there. So that's pretty much it for the close-up section on the Glock24. Let's go back to the main screen, have a quick vape on this thing, and we'll talk about it some more. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the close-up section of the video. Now let's talk about my personal thoughts about this device, some pros, some cons, and whether or not it's worth purchasing. Starting off today with the pros, and my first pro is that it comes with a cool tip. Yeah, as you can see here, it comes with this nice gold sparkly tip, as you guys also saw in the close-ups. With the black version, you get a gold sparkly tip, and with the stainless steel, you get a silver sparkly tip. So with that, I'm really surprised more companies aren't jumping on this bandwagon. I know the Dead Rabbit RDA comes with an acrylic tip, and I know the Bonza RDA is going to be coming with a acrylic tip as well, but it's just the little things like that that I really appreciate when a company just kind of throws something extra in like that. It just really makes a difference to me. My second pro today is that it has plenty of airflow. As you could probably tell, this thing is heavily inspired by the GOON 1.5, and the airflow design is definitely no exception to that. Now, with that, you get these Cyclops eyes on both sides, and they provide those coils a ton of airflow. If you're building something really super sub-ohm and, you know, that sort of cloud chasing kind of build, then you're going to get a lot of airflow to your coils, which keeps them a little bit cooler, and that is definitely something that's a pro for me. My third pro today is that it's fairly simple to build. Now, with this one here, it has those 2 negative posts on the outside that have massive post holes that accept pretty much any wire type you want to throw at it, and the way I build this thing is put my coils in, tighten down those negative posts first, and then deal with the single screw on the positive post last. And with that, it really expedites the process and makes for a really easy build. For anyone from an amateur builder all the way up to an experienced builder, you're definitely going to be able to use this thing no problem. And my fourth and final pro for this device is that the O-rings on it are very secure. It holds the cap on nice and tight, and it passes my test. I can hold it by the top cap, shake it up and down all around, no problem. It holds on nice and secure. Even with this iJoy Captain, which is pretty darn beefy, it still holds nice and tight, no problems with the O-rings whatsoever. I've been dealing with a lot of loose O-rings and loose top caps lately, so this is a nice breath of fresh air. Alright guys, so moving on to the cons, my first con is that it has a copper 510 pin. Now, a few years ago, this would have been totally acceptable and probably even favorable compared to a stainless steel pin, but with nowadays standards being gold-plated everything, this one just kind of gets left behind. Now, honestly, with this one here, I really wish they gold-plated it, because now I have to take off my atomizer and just kind of polish it up every now and then, and it's just a little bit annoying. My second con is it doesn't come with a squonk pin. Now, personally, I don't care about that fact so much, but there's just so many people out there squonking nowadays that everyone's just throwing a squonk pin in with their RDAs, and this one you have to purchase it separately for an additional cost. So it just feels like squonking was an afterthought with this one here, and to be honest with you, there's so many squonkers out there, it just feels like nowadays if you don't throw a squonk pin in, I just have to mention it as a con. And my third and final con for this device is the lack of innovation. Now, you could tell just by looking at it that they grabbed innovation from a whole bunch of different RDAs from across the market and kind of compiled them down into one. So with that, you know, honestly, the engineers and designers behind these RDAs sometimes do things for a very specific purpose, and this one just feels like a mashup RDA where they just kind of took some of the good features from a few good RDAs and just kind of threw them all together. So with that, I wish they would have done something a little bit more inspirational and innovative and just different, but instead we get this sort of remix RDA. So at the end of the day, is this thing worth purchasing? Would I go out of my way to pick one of these up if I didn't get this one for review? And I'm going to say no to this one just because I feel like my money would be better spent on something like a GOON 1.5 or something like that, just because you could tell this design was heavily inspired by that RDA, and with that, I'd rather go with something that's more original than something that just tried to copy it. And honestly, I feel like some of you out there will disagree with me and are probably going to want to pick one of these up for yourself, and if that's the case, then I'll leave links right down there in the description below. FYI, FYI, I will be doing a giveaway for one of these at some point in time. I am currently running a giveaway, so it's not going to be right now, but make sure you keep up with me on my different social medias for the announcement for that. So that about does it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more videos just like this. Don't forget to click that notification bell right next to the subscribe button if you want to be alerted whenever I upload videos. Also, leave me some comments in the box below. I'd love to hear your thoughts all about the Glok24 or anything else you guys want to discuss down there. Also, check out the description of this video. That's where you're going to find the advocacy and my social media info. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and as always, vape on.